fellow Toastmasters, dear guests, respective role takers, presiding officers, a very good afternoon, namaste and Zozolapa. This is me, Anil Rajak, standing in front of you. I am Toastmasters Anil Rajak, and I have been working at WorldLink since last 8 years. So I would like to welcome to all of you in this today's fourth meeting so far. Thank you to each and every one of us for being here today. So now, I would like to put your hands on your chest and follow me with an oath. You could close your eyes or even open your eyes. So here we start. At Toastmasters, we provide supportive and positive experience where every members are empowered to develop their communications and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Thank you. So here, I would like to inform all of you that we have our washroom over there. Just when you go outside from the door, it's up front of you. So in case that washroom is packed up, you could use any of the washrooms available in the floors. We have one washroom per floor, and beside that, you got water bottles under your chair or side of the chair. So keeping in note. Please be ensured that this Toastmasters is a platform where we are not allowed to embarrass any of us, because here we are, as we just took an oath, we are here to provide supportive and positive learning experience. So here, now I would like to end my note with a final word. It just came up in my mind. So mistakes are proof that we all are trying. So keep learning, keep doing mistakes, and keep pushing yourself to be a better version of yourself. So having that said, I would like to welcome our presiding officer for today's startup. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anil, for the role of Sergeant at Arms and starting the meeting on time and explaining the mission of Toastmaster in a beautiful and a humorous way. Thank you for that. And adding on to Toastmaster International, it is a non-profit educational organization that helps enhance public speaking and leadership skills throughout the world, through the worldwide with a network of clubs. Toastmaster began as a series of speaking clubs organized by Ralph C. Smedley during his time working for the YMCA, Young Men's Christian Association in Bloomington, Illinois, United States. The first unofficial Toastmaster meeting was held in March 1905. Much like Toastmasters meeting today, the participants took turns leading and speaking at each meeting. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters, visiting guests and visiting Toastmasters. I am Toastmaster Smreeti Tuladhar, Charter President of WorldLink Toastmaster Club and the presiding officer for today's meeting. And as the presiding officer, now I would like to formally open this meeting with this gavel. Today, we shall be moving towards the possibilities of endless opportunities with the magical melody of music in this Toastmasters journey. So without any delay, let's get ahead. And moving ahead, I would also like to recognize the presence of our club members. I see a lot of guests here today and other visiting Toastmasters from other clubs. So let us start our today's meeting. Before that, I'd also like, now it's time for some introduction round from our guests. So any of our guests would like to introduce yourself to us, please? I see a few beautiful ladies there. So would you like to introduce yourself? Anyone? Thank you. Can we have one more guest, maybe from this side? Anyone?
Hello everyone, I am Murari and now I am going to introduce my
Thank you, guest, for your introduction. Toastmaster is a learning path where we lose the fear of public speaking and communication skills through because we provide supportive and positive environment, right as we said by our essay in his opening speech as well. I hope you all will stay till the end of this meeting to get to know more about Toastmasters and what we do in this club. I also highly encourage you all to participate in the table topic session moving ahead in our session. And now, without any further delay, it's time for me to call in the stage someone who is going to lead and conduct this meeting from here onwards, Toastmasters of the day. She is a member at Harvard Toastmaster Club, VP Education at Bangla Toastmaster Club, and Program Quality Director in Area B1 for the tenure 2023 and 24. She is an administrator at Ratna Bangla Early Education Center. She loves to sing, dance, sketch, plays basketball, and likes travel. She believes living her life to the fullest. Everyone, please help me in welcoming Toastmaster of the day, Toastmasters Sagarika Khadka, with a huge round of applause. Toastmaster Sagarika, the floor is all yours. Thank you, Toastmaster.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Today's we have theme and its magic of music. So I would like to give a short introduction about what's the theme is about. So music, we listen music in everywhere. Like when we are sitting inside our room or we have a leisure time, we try to listen some music and we love that. And while traveling or when we are with our friends, it is a powerful form of entertainment. It can bring us joy and motivate us, accompany us through difficult times and across all. So, before moving forward, I would like to tell all of you how our meeting will go. So, first we have the entire meeting is divided into three sessions. That is features speech session first, and second one is table topic session, and the third one is evaluation session, which will be led by our gender evaluator, Toastmaster Anushka Shrestha. Before calling our featured speech session, I would like to give brief information on how our meeting is conducted so as to help our guests to follow through. Our first session is featured speech session where the members from our club prepare and deliver speeches according to the manuals from Toastmasters International. Our second session is table topic session. It is an impromptu session where our table topic master will be shooting different topics and anyone from the audience can raise hand and speak on the given topic for at least a minute. Similarly, the last session is evaluation session where our direct and indirect role players will provide their evaluation and the entire meeting will be evaluated by our gender evaluator. Firstly, I would like to welcome our gender evaluator, Toastmaster Anushka Shrestha. Talking about Toastmaster Anushka Shrestha, she is an MBA from South Asian Institute of Management, professionally a project coordinator at Kathmandu University School of Arts and a former district officer. Tried not to regret all the commitments she made when she was an extrovert for 5 minutes. Currently lazily listening to Swapna Suman's Upahar on loop with an BA in Economics from University of North Carolina, Greensboro. I would like to call Toastmaster Anushka Shrestha.
great to be attending my first meeting at WorldLink Toastmasters. I believe this is their fourth, if I'm not wrong, fourth official Toastmasters meeting, and I will be your general evaluator for today. Since we have guests attending this session, I would like to share what my role is briefly. I will be leading the third session, which is the evaluation session, if you go by the agenda. For this, I have a team of direct and indirect evaluators who will be listening to our usage of language and giving their impromptu feedback to our speakers for the day, who are our three featured speakers as per the agenda. So first and foremost, let me introduce my team of indirect evaluators who will be assisting me on evaluating today's session. The first role player that we have is that of the timer, who is Toastmaster Abhishek Sharma. Introducing Toastmaster Abhishek, he is someone who is embracing the thrill of competition and the wonder of discovery, and someone who is fond of sports. Toastmaster Abhishek, would you please like to describe your role?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Toastmaster Abhishek, and I'm pleased to be the timer of today. As we all know that the attention span is getting shorter and shorter, and the good quality of a good speaker is giving a conveying message in a limited time. So for every speech, there is a minimum time requirement and maximum time requirement, and my duty is to time the prepared speeches, table topic speeches, and speech evaluation during the meeting. The green card indicates the qualifying time. The yellow card is the target time, and the red card is the maximum time allocated. You will get 30 seconds to finish up if you exceed the maximum time. For a prepared speech, the allocated time is 4 to 6 minutes. I will show the green card at 4 minutes, yellow card at 5 minutes, and the red card at 6 minutes. For direct and indirect evaluators, you have 2 to 3 minutes, for which the green card is shown at 2 minutes, the yellow card at 2 minutes 40 seconds, and the red card at 3 minutes. Similarly, the general evaluator has 4 to 5 minutes. For table topic speakers, each speaker is encouraged to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. I will show the green card at 1 minute, the yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and the red card at 2 minutes. If you speak under time or over time by more than 30 seconds, you will be disqualified. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhishek, for that elaborate description of your role. Moving on, we also have someone who is listening to our ahs and ums, who is the counter for today. Toastmaster Pratyush. He tends to see the world through a unique lens. He is empathetic and highly attuned to the emotions of those around him, often putting their needs before his own. He is of a reserved nature, doesn't mean that he is unapproachable. In fact, he is a great listener and enjoys connecting with people on a profound level. He does value his personal space and the need to time to recharge after social interactions. Toastmaster Pratik, please describe your role.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. Today, I have the pleasure of being your accountant. Just as a musician pays attention to the harmony of the rhythm, beat, tempo, and riff in their performance, I'll be attuned to use the word of filler words like in his speeches, as well as repetitive words like I, or this means, this means. These unnecessary interruptions can disrupt the rhythm and tempo of the message. I'll also pay close attention to the gender clarity, making sure we don't mix up E and C. Just as in music, where a clear and pleasing melody is important, in our speeches we want to keep things clear and easy to understand. So as we continue with our meeting today, let's remember the magic of the music and strive for flawless speeches, where the rhythm is smooth, the tempo is steady, the beat is captivating, and the riff of your message is clear and enchanting. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pratik. Next, we have the Grammarian for today, who is Toastmaster Binayak Acharya, who is keeping a track of our language usage and also the word of the day. He is someone who is a playful individual who has a deep passion for traveling and embarking on exciting adventures on the theme The Magic of Music. He says the magic of music possesses a universal appeal because music serves as a global language that surpasses cultural and many language barriers. Its remarkable ability to forge profound emotional connections makes it relatable to a broad and diverse audience, fostering inclusivity. Toastmaster Binayak, please describe it.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening, everyone. Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Uh, as a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all the speakers, listening carefully to their language users. I'll take note of any misuse of the English language as well as the outstanding language. As the grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word is harmony, which means the combination of simultaneously sounded musical notes to produce a pleasing effect. An example of using this word is the piece owes its air of tranquility largely to the harmony. I've also managed to post out word of the day throughout the room for ease of the speakers. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day in their speeches. I'll present my report when called upon by the general evaluator. Over to you, general evaluator. Thank you.
Last but not the least, we also have the ballot counter for today, who is Toastmaster Shrestha. She is someone who cherishes the simple pleasures in life, like feeling the rain on her skin, living in the moment and savoring the little things. She also has a deep love for her own imaginary world, where her creativity and imaginations knows no bounds. The magic of music for her is where she finds herself losing herself and discovering the beauty of the world all over again. Toastmaster Karina, please describe your role.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome all guests in our fourth meeting of Toastmaster Club. My role as a vote counter for today is to determine today's winner based on the vote in each of the following categories. And the categories are better feature speaker, better evaluator, better table topic speaker, and better role taker. You'll be asked to vote after each of the segment, and please use the bottom side of the agenda sheet provided. Write down the names of the speaker that you feel is the better in the various categories, and please submit the vote. Guests are also welcome to vote. For those who are physically less able, you'll be assessed to cast your vote.
Thank you, And with my team of indirect evaluators, I will be introducing my direct team of evaluators later in the third session, which is the evaluation session. With that, I would like to give the platform back to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Sagarika, for a harmonious meeting.
Today, I'll be Toastmaster Anushka. Moving on, let's start our first session, that is featured session. Our first speaker for today is Toastmaster Samani Subedi. Toastmaster Samani Subedi is giving her speech on level 1, project 1, and Toastmaster Devana Thapa is the evaluator of her speech. I would like to request Toastmaster Devana to explain the objectives of Toastmaster Samani's speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster Samani is honored that plans speech when I speak this speech. The purpose of this project is for the member to introduce themselves to the club and learn the basic structure of the founding speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Devana. Let's give round of applause and standing ovation to our first speaker, Toastmaster Samani, with her speech titled Impossible Journey Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sagarika. Music can heal wounds that medicine cannot touch. It's the magic of music. Fellow Toastmaster, honored guest, it's my pleasure to introduce myself through my ice-breaking speech titled Harmony of Life. Myself, Toastmaster Krishna Murari Poudel, and I would like to request you to allow me to take you on a journey of 3 stages of my life. Starting with stage 1, my childhood. I was born in 1983 in middle class family at Palkot, Pakistan. I am a younger child of my family with close-knit group of 4. My father, my mother, my sister and me. My house was small, surrounded by larger area of farmland. My childhood spent playing with mud. There were not any televisions and gadgets during those days. Occasionally, my father took me to watch serial called Ramayana, and the entertainment did not stop at the screen only. It continued when I played with my friend. Most of the time, I was equipped with handmade gadha and tell delivering a dialogue, Jai Sri Ram. I enjoyed the moment a lot. Moving to stage 2 of my life, my education. I usually had to walk 40 minutes each day to reach my school. I may not have been the best student, but I can be categorized as a hardworking one. After achieving my milestone of SLC in 2000, I enrolled in college and experience of new environment. Plenty of time were spent with friends, chatting with each other over a cup of tea. This distractive learning leads a successful completion of my PCL in the year 2003, and I continued my bachelor, but life took unexpected mode in 2004. I got married in the early age of 22. And in 2005, my life was graced with arrival of my son. By default, responsibility grew. I need to generate income to support my household expenses. Now, transitioning to stage 3, my day of struggle. Couple of months were spent searching for a job and got the opportunity to participate in Red Cross program. After undergoing TOT session in multiple courses, I began working as a resource person, sharing my knowledge and skill as a trainer. In addition to training, I involved in street dramas and numerous other social awareness programs. Let me perform you a memorable act as a drunkard. Are you ready?
Yes.
Everyone here to challenge me?
My English is coming from depth of my stomach. Anyone here? Okay, just wait. I feel more English. Ha! But now he is in my team. Anyone here to challenge us?
These, these engagements were not sufficient to fulfill my regular financial need. So finally, I joined WorldLink in 2006. It marked me as a turning point of my life, offering professional growth and financial stability. The joy multiplied in 2010 after the birth of my daughter. I'm enjoying my life with my family and friends. Thank you for joining with me. Thank you, Toastmaster.
Krishna, moving on. Our third speaker is Toastmaster Roshan Karki, who is giving his speech on level 1, project 1, and Toastmaster Tathata. Manandhar is the evaluator of his speech. I would like to request Tathata to extend the objects of his speech.
Thank you so much, Sagarika. Toastmaster Roshan Karki is giving his level 1 project 1 speech on Icebreaker. And the purpose of his project is to introduce himself to the club and learn the basic structure of any public speech, which is the introduction, body, and conclusion. The title of this speech is New Beginnings, so I hope you do a great job on that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Let's give a round of applause to our first speaker for the day, Toastmaster Roshan, with a standing ovation.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. This is me, Toastmaster Roshan Karki, and I'm going to give my icebreaker speech on the topic as new beginning. I have break down my speech on three different parts. The first part will be my childhood. So every boys have their own story, right? So I also have my own kind of humorous story. As a kid, sorry, before that I'm gonna tell you about my birthday. So you all I was born on 22 November back in 1991 on the pole chilling weather. My dad was an army veteran who was very strict, and my mother was a nurse who was very humble and very kind. You might be guessing how they both got married, right? But it's all the what we say, uh, destiny, right? It's all about the destiny. And I've got a junior brother who is more notorious than me. Now, speaking about my school life, in school life, uh, I was very notorious, and I used to act a lot of what we say, सबसे के काम. As a child, I was a very notorious kid, and my friends were as same as me. We used to go to the fields and we used to steal carrots, radish from those fields. And during that time, there were no electronic device like as of present. The most thing we used to do for entertainment was to play football or basketball or any other social activities, right? So during that time, for the entertainment, we used to throw pebbles at the balloon seller, and we used to blow all the balloons, and we used to steal the vegetables from the vegetable sellers, and we used to sell them to the local shops in half the price. Even though I was this much notorious, my academic grade was really good because of my strict father. He used to beat me so much. I got the beating up to my 12th grade. And at holidays we used to go to play football, and I and my friends used to forget we need to go back home. My dad used to come to the football ground and used to pulling my hair like this. He used to make me walk more than 1 kilometer. I finished my SLC with good grades. After that, my father forcefully joined me to United Academy. As you all know how that college is. During my admission, I was interested to join my day morning class, but no, my father was against that. He forcefully joined me in day class. Even though I was in day class, my class used to be from morning 6 to evening 6. You know why? Because I was top of the class, but from the bottom section. And after that, I finished my plus two on good grades, and I joined Cosmos College where I studied engineering. But I don't want to talk about that engineering anymore. It was just a roller coaster. Even though I was very bad at my academics, I was very good at sports during my bachelor's. I was often bullied before the sports due to my short height. But after the match, they used to come. I'm really sorry because almost sports was won by my team, and most of the times I used to be the best player in basketball and football. And now the second part of my speech is about my love life. Everyone has that, right? So in my school life, I used to have a lot of girlfriends. Until my 12th, I have changed more than 7 girlfriends. But that also changed when I met my current wife, Mrs. Sushmita Pradhan. Just don't laugh. There is an interesting story behind it. When I met her, at first, I think she's only gonna be for 1 or 2 months. But I my relation took over more than 11 years, and we finally got married. But our marriage was also a difficult phase because she was a Nevar and I was a Chetri. So we had very difficult time convincing our parents. But however, we managed to convince our parents and finally we got married. Now moving on the third part of my life, it's about my hobbies and interests. I like to play guitar. I like to play football and basketball. And among all the things, the most important part for me is to go in treks with my friends. I have almost completed every possible treks till now, and my dream is to complete all the trekking places in Nepal with my fellow Toastmasters who have the same dream, Mr. Pravesh and Mr. Anil. You might be asking why do you need to go so hard? Because trekking is very difficult and it's beyond everyone's imagination, right? Because it gives a harmony to my soul. Thank you. That's my life story. Thank you for being with me.
Seven doctors were one side or both sides. Let's talk about
I would like to ask the timer if all the speakers are qualified and eligible for voting or not.
Unfortunately, speaker one Samani Smreeti exceeded the time by quite much. Our time recorded was 9 minutes. So other two speakers are qualified.
I would like to request you all to cast your vote for your better feature speaker. So we can see in the agenda that there's on the bottom you have a small box where you can vote for your better feature speaker. Moving on, I would like to tell about the theme, the magic of music. When we are exposed to music that has a fast beat, a part of our brain is stimulated. This leads to an increased heart rate. When we listen to music with a slow beat, the nervous system kicks in and our heart rate decreases. The part of the brain that controls our long-term and short-term memory is called the hippocampus. If the hippocampus has been damaged through an incident or illness, this can affect our memory or the ability to make new memories. However, in some cases, our past memories before the accident or illness may still be intact. Here is where music comes into play. So we have like different hobbies, and music, listening music is one of them, and might be one of them for you as well. And there are various types of music, that classical, there are old song, Hindi movies, or Nepali music, classical. Yeah. So Bollywood music or like English music, there are different kind of genres. So I would like to ask you, few of you, to I will show you some pictures, and I would like to request you to raise a hand and say what kind of instrument is this. The first picture I will show you, and you have to raise a hand, and if you guess the right, then you get chocolate.
That's topic for
I will show you a picture first. This one. Okay.
We can see that from behind us.
This is the madal, but I saw so many raise your hand, so. Okay, madal. Yeah, it's a madal. I think I'll give you chocolate. What? This one?
already told. Give a
Okay.
complete told.
Okay. Trumpet. Yeah, Toastmaster Roshan. This one. Toastmaster.
Binayak?
Yeah.
They can see. Yeah. It's okay.
I think this one is the hardest one. Salman. He's right. This must be like. This one is the easiest one.
Violin. Guitar.
Now we have 3 left. And now.
This come right in the middle, so we are on the individual.
Now moving on. We have our second session, that is Tabletop session. For Tabletop session, I would request also Pratyush Ranjit to conduct the session. I would like to call him on the stage.
Sagarika. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. Table topic session enables speakers to develop speech impromptu speaking. In this session, speakers are encouraged. Um, in this session is special because even guests can participate, not like in the featured speaker session, in which speakers are already prepared. In this session, anyone, even the guest, can participate, not only the Toastmasters. So, I encourage speakers to guests to come here, and even Toastmasters to come here and deliver the table topic session speech. During the speech, speakers are encouraged to use the word harmony, which is the word of today, as much as possible and as frequent as possible. Now let me explain the rule of the table topic speech. That is, to qualify for the ballot, speaker has to speak minimum 1 minute, and timer will show the green card after 1 minute. Then in 1 minute 30 seconds, yellow card will be shown, and after 2 minutes, red card will be shown. And after 2 minutes, speaker will have 30 seconds more, that is 2 minutes 30 seconds to wrap up the session. And if speakers continue after that, then he or she won't be eligible for the ballot. Now I would like to request any guest from guests to participate. And the first table topic session is, who is your favorite singer and why? So anyone can participate. Please raise your hand and come here on the floor and participate. Yes. Anyone? Even not guests also can participate, because we have only 2 guests, so we have 3 table topic sessions. So it's not for guests only, okay? No, not no. Now I would like to invite another guest, and the theme of him is, which is the right time to you prefer to listen this song. So anyone, please. Yes, please. Now I would like to you to introduce yourself and.
Okay, myself, Toastmaster Sujit Kesi, working in WorldLink Communication. And the best time for me to listen to music is especially when I'm stressed and if there is an exam coming on, because I like music makes me focus on my things, especially reading. Normally, I don't remember. If I read just paper just like this, I won't remember anything. So that is my kind of deficit. So normally, I'll share you one scenario. Like a couple of months back, I had a certification examination, and then during that time, during in office as well, I was using my headphones, and then whole day. The exam was on the next day. I was preparing for 6 days without music, and then the mock test. I did my mock test, and mock test result was failed. So I had 8 hours left after that, and then I started again using the headphones at office. From the office, 3 p.m. I started, and at home around plus 2 hours around, because I have I have a kiddo at home, so I have to give time to him as well. So around 2 hours from office and then 1 hour from home. So 3 hours I read with the music, full syllabus, and then the next day 8 hours I gave my exam, and then the next following day of that exam, it was I was certified. So that was normally. Besides that, any time is good time for music. So thank you.
Thank you. Now, both speakers 1 and 2 are from WorldLink, so I would like to request now at least one of our guests participate, but it is not compulsory. And the theme is: do you agree that music has no language? Yes, please. Now I'd like to introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, my name is Smreeti and recently I'm working as talent acquisition specialist at Infotech Services. And it's my first time being here. I think music has no language. Sorry. It's my first time, so I'm being little nervous today. I listen music every day, different type of music. Whenever I'm sad, I listen music. Whenever I'm in joy, I listen music. I listen different type of music. Sometimes I speak music that I don't understand. Also, I do like music that, example, sometimes I listen music just like of Tamil language also. That's because that Tamil language have different vibes that give me energetic vibes. So I listen that music. Sometimes I enjoy that music because when I'm sad and when I feel low, that gives me energetic vibes and that makes my mind energetic. So I listen that music. Thank you.
Thank you, Sunita. Now I would like to ask Timer, Mr. Timer, are the all three speakers eligible for the ballot?
This time also, the Timecode skill one was expressed didn't meet the requirement for the minimum time. Other two speakers are fine.
Okay. Now, yes, speaker number 2 is Sujit Keshi. He his speech was on which is the right time you prefer to listen music, and the speaker number 3 is Sunita Suwal, and her topic is: do you agree that music has no language barrier? So now I would like you to take the time to vote for the best table topic speaker. Okay, I think now all has passed their vote. Now I would like to return the floor to the Toastmasters.
Thank you. When we listen to music, it can bring the many emotions such as happiness, sadness, fear, or being ready for a fight. It can motivate you to achieve your goals or bring you to your senses. Music has that impact on us that can rely or that can be taken from different types of music. We can take different like emotions. Like if you are very sad and you want to listen to that song, and you tend to choose from YouTube as well and from the other websites as well. And if you want to sit, and actually when I was small, I used to listen to different types of old Nepali songs as well. And I sing sometimes because I like to sing, and it came from inside me, and I sing like old song, and I want to share a song with you all. That's my favorite, but it's a Hindi song. So I would like to present you a song, and it's a song named Mitawa. So shall I start? I want to sing for you all today. Hope it's good. I'll start. मेरे मन ये बता रे तू किसी और चला है तू, क्या पाया नहीं तूने, क्या ढूंढ रहा है तू, जो है अनकही जो है अनसुनी, वो बात क्या है बता। मितवा कहे धड़कने तुझसे क्या, मितवा ये खुद से तू ना तू छुपा, love will find a way, जानिए हीरे हूँ जीवन डगर में, प्रेम नगर में आया नजर में, जब से कोई है तू सोचता है, तू पूछता है किसकी कमी थी, क्या ये वही है, हाँ ये वही है, हाँ ये वही है जीवन। To that note, I would like to request our general evaluator to conduct our third session, that is evaluation session. So I would like to request Toastmaster Anushka to come here and take over the stage.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sagarika, for that wonderful singing that she did and lighten up our mood and this meeting as well, and made this meeting even more harmonious than it already is. So, moving on with the third session and not delaying the meeting further, I would like to first invite our first project evaluator who is evaluating our first featured speaker today. The first evaluator is Toastmaster Devana Singh Thapa, who is a member at Rathabangla Toastmasters Club. She was one of the executive committee members of Rathabangla Toastmasters and served as the VPPR in the year 2021-2022. Her humorous speech in 2019 was an immaculate one. She is an A-levels teacher at Rathabangla School who loves all genres of music. She is a music lover and a jolly person in nature who is evaluating our first speaker, Toastmaster Samani Subedi. Toastmaster Devana, please come forward and deliver the evaluation.
What sets us apart from the rest of the world is the fact that we are able to tell stories, whether it was the ancient times when fire had been discovered, and we were sharing stories to the modern times when we plunge ourselves into the beautiful, majestic lives of the Marvel heroes. It's all about storytelling, and that's exactly what she did with our icebreaker speech. Our new speaker, Toastmaster Samani, had the courage to bare her soul and tell us what it felt to be born as an ugly child and to understand the hardships of being able to cook at the age of 3 when the kids today do not even understand what a kitchen looks like at sea. So I give you a lot of hearty congratulations for being able to share what you felt at such a tender age, and the fact that you were also able to willingly share with us the fear that you had, this inherent fear that has no explanation but which crippled you in so many years, and still being able to overcome that, come here, take up the stage, and share with you the story is what makes you your icebreaker stand out alone in itself. Like the name itself, an icebreaker is a chance for us to understand you, and we saw so many things about you. The glimpses about you were seen through your speeches, and the fact that you have a presence of mind to introduce us to your story and use harmony within understanding, just like the way you use the presence of mind when someone grabbed you by your arm at the Holahara. So it was a wonderful story where you took us back into time with your beautiful imaginary, understanding what religion is and how difficult it is for a woman at those days in the 80s to understand. However, no speech is complete with certain accomplishments and certain mistakes or corrections, and like they say, evaluation is the champions of breakfast. So a few things that you could focus on was perhaps the eye contact. Yes, the story was captivating and we did understand what you went through, but you really needed to get your attention hooked onto the people. Like everyone needs to keep your eyes on you. You might not be the most interesting one, but if you continue having the straight eye contact, everyone will definitely will have eyes on you. And apart from that, a lot of hand movements is unnecessary. You could just focus on certain things. And lastly, coming to the point where you could focus on the vocal variety, which each passing sentences and the stages of your life you could change. For example, when you talk about fear, you could express the fear with the feeling that I was so fearful when a man grabbed me. Or when you talk about the beauty of the beautiful, magnanimous rising moon that we also relate to, certain vocal variety would be best. So kudos to you for being able to bear your soul, captivate us with so much of a part of your life. I would like to see you continue with such enthusiasm towards your Toastmaster journey. So thank you for helping us to understand you as a person. So over to you. Thank you so much for your icebreaker.
Thank you, Toastmaster Devana. Now, moving on with the second evaluator, who is evaluating our second speaker, Toastmaster Sanskriti Acharya. Toastmaster Sanskriti is currently pursuing her BBA as a second-year student at Presidential Business School. She is currently serving as the Vice President membership at Presidential Toastmasters Club. She is someone who is passionate when it comes to writing and journalizing. She is a professional content writer and an editor. Furthermore, she finds escaping in composing Nepali poetic pieces and listening to music very escape from the materialistic world that we live in. Furthermore, she will be evaluating our second speaker, Toastmaster Samkriti. Please come forward.
So first and foremost, again, a huge round of applause to our very own speaker. Music can heal wounds that medicine cannot. What a captivating way to hook the audience, grasp their attention, and go with the flow. I absolutely loved how you started with the introduction, tried communicating everyone with your captivating words, and it was lovely. It was astounding. So the best part of your entire speech, the first thing is how you divided your speech into three different stages. You started with childhood, about what you did as a child, how you grew up, then you transitioned into your education, and then finally you moved in this beautiful life, how you went on with the struggles, right, and how you became a person that you are today. It in fact was a very lovely way, and on top of that, a very good harmony of the speech overall, I'd say. The second point that I loved about your speech, that you were very smiley. You kept us hooked with your captivating smile. It was really charismatic. No matter what, you're smiling. You know, you have that very on charm in your face, and that is a very commendable point that I'd like to make upon you. The second is your purposeful hand gestures. A lot of the times when people are giving or delivering their very first speeches, they tend to have their hands clasped a lot, right? They have it in one particular position. They are moving from one place to the other, but you have very purposeful hand gestures, and it is a very great factor or aspect for this speaker who's speaking for the first time in front of such a hefty mass. So kudos to that. Again, your eye contact. It was really strong. You made sure that you were having a very strong eye contact with each of the people involved inside of the audience, either it be me, this side, the middle, or anyone. You had made sure that you're looking at everybody, and that was a very, very commendable point that I love to make you upon. Now, the other factor that I loved about you was your voice modulation. So you had vocal varieties as well. Such a humorous speech. You acted as a drunkard. You also had those voice modulations like life took a huge turn, and also how your responsibility grew. So you ensured that you have a lot of vocal varieties injected as well, and that is very rare to see in the speakers who speak for the first time. So again, a very well done there. However, in Toastmasters, we believe that giving improvements, suggestions and feedbacks, it will help you improve the next time that you walk upon the stage. So the first thing is that I think though you had a very good bodily presence and you made sure that you're, moving your body and hand likewise, but I think you paced back and forth a lot. That could be reduced to an extent because it is a bit distracting when you keep on moving or pacing back and forth. That is one point. And the final is your conclusion. It kind of seemed a little rushed. You planned to WorldLink, that was a different part, but I would have loved it if you could have summed up your entire speech and give a powerful conclusion, just as how you started the introduction. Well, that is it. All the best for the upcoming speeches, and you did a great job. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sanskriti. Now we have our third evaluator who is evaluating our third featured speaker, Toastmaster Tathata Manandhar. She is an ambivert and a marketing enthusiast enrolled in BBA with a marketing major at Kathmandu University School of Management. She is serving as the secretary of Bodhi Toastmasters Club and also as the secretary for Area D2. She will be evaluating our third speaker, Toastmaster Roshan. Toastmaster Tathata, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and as I like to call, potential Toastmasters. Today, like every boy has his own story, we got to hear the story of a boy who forgets his own birth date. That Chak boy, a notorious child who stole radish and carrots from farmers and farm stores, today stole our hearts by his speech, introducing himself to the club and making sure that he delivers his speech in such a humorous way that captivates us in all aspects. So kudos to that. You had such a passively humorous speech where you try to incorporate the aspects of humor in so many different aspects that we were almost to you because we wanted to hear you more, hear your story more throughout the speech that went on. So kudos to that. You made it look like it was not a formal speech. It was as if we were having a chat off with you, a tea time story that you were telling to your friends, sitting down in a chautari or a place where you're comfortable with. And that's why we wanted to have the conversation more often with you. That was another aspect that I loved in your speech. Another is that you were highlighting the major aspects of your life. You said about your childhood where you were a notorious child. You moved on to United Academy where you did not get to be a notorious child. And you are on the top of the class from the bottom. That was an amazingly highlighted stories, amazingly highlighted points in your speeches that made us look forward to your speech more often. Another is the smallest aspects of motivation that you added in your speech. You said that even if I was bullied for me being short, I was a sporty person and I made sure that I won whichever team I was in. I am a short person and I believe that short persons can do things that no one ever believes them to do. Because that, I loved it. However, in Toastmasters, we believe that yes, breakfast of every Toastmaster. So
one thing I would like to suggest to you, if I were you, I would start with a quote. I would start with something interesting rather than saying that this is my icebreaker speech. This is how I have divided my speech in different sections. Instead of that, if you could start with an enormous quote and say that, hi, so this is what someone said and this is how I relate to that story. That would be an amazing essence. Another is the conclusion. A properly conclusion might lose your audience. So overall, it was an amazing casual speech. But however, you could work on the start and the end to make it even better. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Now, with that, we have come to the end of our direct evaluations. I would like to ask the timer if all three evaluators are eligible. And yes, they are. So I would like to request the ballot counter. Please collect the votes for the better evaluator. We will now move on to our indirect team of evaluators who have been actively listening to our language usage and also our time. So now with that, I would like to first request the grammarian for the day, who is listening to our grammar usage, to please come forward and deliver his speech. Timer, please note the indirect evaluators also have 2 to 3 minutes.
Thank you, General Evaluator. It was a pleasure to listen to all of your speeches. I made a note of some excellent words uses, such as convenient, flawless, enchanting, soothing, roller coaster, rest, transition, and etc. However, I would also like to point out some of the words and sentences that were used incorrectly. I can see there was confusion in singular and plurals, such as vote for better speeches could have been vote for better speakers. Toastmaster Samani, I could also find some improper uses of tenses, such as I overcome my fear. It could have been I overcome my fear. My mother screams could have been my mother screamed. Toastmaster Krishna can be categorized, could be used as it was categorized as. I am the youngest, younger child could have been I am the youngest child. Let me show a performance could have been used instead of let me show a perform. TM Roshan, I actually was enjoying the speech. I forgot to keep a track of the speech. I'm extremely sorry. However, I'm happy to see that fellow members are eager to use word of the day. Word of the day was used a couple of times. First of all, the word of the day was used by our counter for one time. Speaker number 1, Toastmaster Samani for one time. Evaluator, forgot her name actually. Evaluator 1 time. Evaluator 2 also one time. Even the Evaluator 3 one time. I also found that word of the day was used by general evaluators for a single time. Whereas Speaker 3 also used the word of the day one time. I forgot to keep, or I don't know, somebody forgot to keep the tag of word of the day. So, however, the uses of word of the day was very fluently in our speeches. So, grades off for that. As you can see, this word is really helpful in conveying your messages. I hope everyone can use it more often in your future speeches. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Now moving forward with the report from the accounter, who is keeping track of all our R's, ums, and all the filler words that we have been using.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Now getting to the topic, because we don't have much time. Sergeant at Arms Anil Rajak, Toastmaster Anil Rajak, pause killers 12, overlong pauses 1, other hesitations 2. Toastmaster Smreeti, pause killer 1, other hesitations 3. Toastmaster Sagarika, pause killers 3, overused words 3, repetitive words 3. and other hesitations 8. General Evaluator, pause pillars 1, other hesitations 2. Grammarian, Toastmaster Binayak, pause pillars 8, and other hesitations 5. Diamond, Toastmaster Abhishek, pause pillars 4, and other hesitations 1. Toastmaster Karina, vote counter, pause pillars 2. Feature speaker 1, Toastmaster Samani, pause pillars 8, repetitive words 4, overlong pauses 2, other hesitation 6. Toastmaster Krishna, repetitive words 3, overlong pauses 5. Toastmaster Roshan, pause pillars 12, repetitive words 1, other hesitations 3. Evaluator 1, Toastmaster Devana, was flawless, spotless. Evaluator 2, Toastmaster Sanskriti, only 1 repetitive words. Evaluator 3, Toastmaster Tathata, was spotless. Table topic master, Toastmaster Pratyush, pause fillers 12, repetitive words 2, overlong pauses 1, and other hesitations 2. Table topic speaker 1, Toastmaster Acharya, pause fillers 3, and other hesitations 1. Toastmaster Sujit, pause fillers 8, and other hesitations 1. And Toastmaster Sunita, pause fillers 3, repetitive 1, overlong pauses 2, and other hesitations 1. Thank you. Over to you, General Manager.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pratik. Now, before we hear the report of the timer, I would like to deliver my general evaluation of the overall meeting, and I would like to request the timer to please time me for 3 to 5 minutes. We started right on time at 4:15 p.m. The Sergeant at Arms stated the mission of the Toastmasters started meeting exactly on the dot, and I was pleasantly surprised by how smooth the meeting went. The presiding officer acknowledged guests and shared what Toastmasters is briefly so that our guests have a brief idea of what Toastmasters is. However, I would recommend the Sergeant at Arms to be at the door or at least be welcoming, especially when the guests are arriving, especially when you have role players from a third club or a second club who are taking roles, so that they feel welcome. And as the presiding officer is busy arranging other set of logistical setups, you could at least be welcoming or at least be introducing yourself more in a more visible way, so that they are acknowledged and they feel welcome. So that is one recommendation that I would like to give. Other than that, you both were flawless and you should keep up whatever the roles that you are taking up. As for the speakers, you had 3 icebreaker speakers. So now I personally, as a Toastmaster, love hearing an icebreaker speech, because that is when you actually know about the speaker, when they are introducing themselves to the club. It was wonderful to see 3 icebreakers today, and which shows the enthusiasm of WorldLink Toastmasters as a club and how enthusiastic the club is in conducting their regular meetings. So I think that was a job well done. Moving on to Toastmaster Pratyush, who was the table topic master of today. Toastmaster Pratyush, you had a fairly easy time getting speakers on the floor. You had themes around the theme of the meeting, which was music. However, one recommendation that I would give you is that you could skip introductions of the guests so that we do not go overboard on time. Since we did start the meeting on time, however, we are a bit overboard with time, so you can always skip the intros and you can keep track of the names of the speakers so that the ballot counter has an easier time. So with that, another suggestion that I would like to give you, Toastmaster Pratyush, is if you have 3 topics, it is always easy to have 2 topics on the theme, and you are most welcome to have a third topic according to your liking. So it's not always necessary that all 3 topics need to be around the theme of the meeting. And one more suggestion that I would like to give you is you have the power to choose who comes to speak here. So please make use of that power so that you feel the power and you also are able to encourage guests as well. So I, as a Toastmaster, whenever I'm taking that role, I make sure that I make use of the power that I am given. So that is it with
for the table topic session. Moving on to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Sagarika. Toastmaster Sagarika, you are a wonderful coordinator. I need not say. You fairly made it easy for me as a general evaluator because I did not have to go ask everyone to send me their intros. You had it on time and sent it to me easily, fairly easily. However, one suggestion that I can give you is that to make your life easier, you can create a group chat with all the role players for today so that it is easier on you as a Toastmaster of the day. So that is the only suggestion that I have, Toastmaster Sagarika. Overall, to WorldLink Toastmasters, I am pleasantly surprised that this is just your fourth meeting and you had a very smooth one. Usually, it takes a lot of struggle and a lot of coordination to conduct one single meeting. But despite the fact that it is a fairly new club, the meeting is very smooth. So kudos to the whole team and the executive committee for doing that, and a big round of applause for apart from your members of the club, you also have managed to get guests. That too on a working day, on a working week. So that is also a big thumbs up from my side to be able to do that. However, since this is Toastmasters and I'm here to give you feedback, although the timer is showing me a red card, I would like to request you to give me a grace time. My feedback for WorldLink Toastmasters. You have a great meeting hall. However, my struggle of walking from there to here and the struggle the speakers were having from from there to here is a very difficult challenge, especially when they are giving their icebreakers. They are already nervous, so you have to make sure that the hall is set up in a way where it is fairly easy to even move around. Although we are here for public speaking, Toastmasters is also a platform where you are here to boost your communication skills. So while we are boosting our communication skills, the movement that is a struggle also makes it a challenge for the speakers to come up here and then deliver a speech when they are struggling to move around. So please make sure that the meeting hall is set up in a way where it is fairly easy to move around, especially for the speakers. Another suggestion that I noticed when I first walked in was the presiding officer is usually supposed to be sitting right beside the sergeant at arms, because usually the presiding officer is the president of the club who is leading, who is the face of the club. So it is better that you are in the front while the grammarian and the accounter is supposed to be beside the general evaluator and the timer. So that is how usually the meeting is lined up. Also, the ballot counter can also be beside the accounter or the grammarian. So that is usually how Toastmasters formal meetings are set up. So please make sure that the seating arrangement is as per the usual format of Toastmasters, so that it is easier for the general evaluator to see where the speakers and the evaluators are. Because due to the confusion, I was not able to see where the accounter is, because usually the tag team is beside the general evaluator. So that is one suggestion. Another suggestion that I have is the use of stage. I'm not sure why the stage is a bit congested, because when I am speaking, I would like to move around. Especially when WorldLink Toastmasters, you keep doing meetings and your speakers go up every level. There are several speeches in pathways where you will have to make use of your stage presence. Maybe I might have to come walk around here, but then this is making it a bit distracting for me to be able to speak. And especially when it is icebreaker speeches, and when they give their second speeches, they might not make use of the PowerPoint presentation, which might be here. So it might be easier if the logistic team makes it better for the meeting hall to be set up. So that is it with my evaluation for the club. However, the last thing that I would like to see next happening at WorldLink Toastmasters is I would like to see a member of WorldLink Toastmasters take the role of the Toastmaster of the day themselves, so that they are able to network outside of WorldLink Toastmasters themselves, which will bring more network to you as a club. So that is my suggestion, and kudos to the whole team, and good luck on many, many more meetings WorldLink Toastmasters, and thank you for having me as the general manager. without further ado, I would like to request the timer to please give his report from right where he is so that he doesn't have to struggle to walk up here.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I'm going to present my report as a timer. The Sergeant at Arms started the meeting right on time and he spoke for 3 minutes and 20 seconds. The presiding officer exceeded the time a little bit, which was 4 minutes. The General Evaluator took 2 minutes and 56 seconds. The Grammarian in the introduction part took 51 seconds. I myself, the timer took 1 minute and 49 seconds, and the hour counter took 1 minute and 30 seconds. Coming to the prepared speeches, the speaker one, Samani Subedi, exceeded the time by quite a bit. She took 9 minutes and 9 seconds. The speaker two, Krishna Murari Poudel, took 6 minutes and 29 seconds. The speaker 3, Roshan Karki, took 5 minutes and 40 seconds. For the table topics, the table topic master took 2 minutes and 39 seconds. And regarding the table topic speaker 1, Roxa Shrestha, she didn't meet the minimum time. She only spoke for 49 seconds. The next speaker, Sujit Kesi, took 1 minute 53 seconds. And the other speaker, Susmita Suwal, took 1 minute and 19 seconds. Coming to the evaluation section, General Evaluator Anushka took 7 minutes and 36 seconds. Evaluator 1, Devana Singh Thapa, took 2 minutes and 52 seconds. Evaluator 2, Sanskriti Acharya, took 3 minutes and 21 seconds. Evaluator 3, Tathata Manandhar, took 3 minutes and 18 seconds. The Grammarian took 2 minutes and 15 seconds. And the counter took 2 minutes and 19 seconds. And timer myself, I took 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhishek, for that detailed timers report. Before we move forward, I would like to request the ballot counter to collect the votes for the better role player, which is between the timer, the counter, and the grammarian. Now, with that, I would like to hand over the stage back to the Toastmaster of the day, the very harmonious Toastmaster Sagarika.
Before wrapping up the meeting, I would like to request anyone who could share their view on the music. Yeah. View. Yeah. View on music. Anyone would like to share?
Shall I share?
Yeah.
I call that?
Yeah.
My view on music. Okay, my view on music is that I love music, and you might have noticed that I'm very chaotic, right? And my choice of music is also like that. So there are days when I listen to Ustad Rahat Fateh Ali Khan, and then there when I have to dance to Bhojpuri song. I don't know why it is, but I'm so unpredictable. And I've realized that I'm very infectious with my taste in music, and my kids, my students have also become exactly carbon copy like me. The other day, at first we started singing this really nice, very harmonious song, and like every Nepali out there, which I know none of you will admit, the closing dance was done in lollipop lage. I don't know. Every time I hit the dance floor, I have to dance. So my take on music is that music has always been a place for me to, not just express myself, but I think I also started learning a lot of languages because I started listening to music. So my command over Hindi and other regional languages is because of the music that I have been listening. And whether we like it or not, we've come from a culture of people where we love music. And music was also one of the things that I looked up to because, like the speaker said, my father was also, my entire family is from the army. So we had a very strict household. So it was a place where we had a mix. And my father is a living example of how they say in Hindi, British chale gaye, Baba ko chhod gaye, you know? So he's more British than the British themselves. So I had a very mix of music. So it was Hindi, Punjabi, Urdu, and English and everything. And then finally I started talking into, Nepali music. So for music has always been like a place for me to connect, and I realized no matter where you go in any other place, music is that thing that connects you with so many people. And I mean, all Nepalese. I think one thing that the second speaker talked about is that music is also a way to connect because I realized my husband is a hopeless person. He doesn't talk at all. But the only time he talks is when he drinks and when the music starts going. So I know that's also a way to connect. So I think music is a way to connect to people. I'll stop because I'll talk and talk. So thank you, Shane. Like to share.
That's it. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. So, as the theme, harmony. Harmony is the word of the day. Music, yes. Music. When I think about music, I remember my stress days. I remember my happy days, and as I have mentioned time and again that I am a bit of bathroom singer as well. So I used to sing while in the bathroom as well. So when I think about music, I love all kind of music. Like let's say Murari, Rajamati Kumati Jike Vasapirati. That's it. And let's say in Nepali, Naran Gopal. Ke मिठो बात गरा रात त्यसै ढल्किँदैछ. Then I listen to like Eminem. I'm Slim Shady, yes, I'm the real Shady. All of the Slim Shady are just in my tattoo. Want the real Slim Shady? Please stand up. So, music is like in my blood, in my veins. What do I say? It's my therapy. I love music all the times. Thank you.
I would like to hand over the stage to our ballot counter, Toastmaster Shrestha, to present certificates to better feature speaker, better table topic speaker, better evaluator, and better role player.
Okay, thank you for your patience and participation. I have 12 the votes and here are the results. Okay, for the category Best Speaker Award.
From WorldLink.
It's TM Krishna Murari.
Thank you very much. I would like to say something for potential Toastmasters. The opportunity is about to knock your doors, so be prepared for this.
Okay, for the next topic is Better Table Topic Speaker Award, and it's for TM Sujit.
Okay, thank you. The more of me is coming. It's on its way. So thank you.
category Better Evaluator Award. Okay, Better Evaluator Award to TM Tathata Manandhar. There must be another one, Best of Turkey Award.
Thank you so much, WorldLink Toastmasters Club, for having me. This is my first time and definitely not the last one. And I would love to hear from you all again, not only my speaker number 3, but all of you in the coming days. And I'd like to end with a note that let's use the word potential Toastmasters more often, because that kind of encourages the guests to come to Toastmasters meeting. Thank you so much.
Okay, the last and the final category is Better Role Taker Award. And for this, I'd like to invite TM Abhishek Sharma.
I'll use the TMOD for the next meeting.
I wasn't expecting this. And next thing I would like to say that regarding when I got this gift, the toil of coming here didn't seem so much. That means it's all about perspective, what you want to achieve and where you want to go. So thank you all.
Now, without any delay, I would like to request our presiding officer, Smreeti, to close the meeting.
Thank you, Toastmasters Subedi, Toastmasters Sagarika, for that harmonious and musical session this evening, that we started from day and ended in the evening. So thank you for that once again. The magic of music. With it, all things seems possible, isn't it? We had a very harmonious, yet again, and the musical session today. So thank you for that. I would like to thank Toastmaster Sagarika once again. And with that, I'd like to thank our speakers, all the 3 speakers, role takers, our guest speakers. Today, I must say, our guest speakers were very impromptu speakers, and they all 3 came here and gave their speeches. So thank you for the table topic speakers once again. And I will definitely see you all in our next meeting next week, where we are planning for a joint meeting with the Ratnabanga Toastmaster Club. So I hope definitely we all will be there in our 5th meeting of WorldLink Toastmasters Club. With that, further delay, let's close the session. And as presiding officer, I'd like to call this meeting with this gavel. Thank you. Okay, so before we walk out of the door, it's time for the group photo as usual, and announcement that everybody loves to hear. Snacks is in the upstairs and cafeteria after the photo session, please.